Okay, thank you. Good morning. Welcome to the Board of Liquor License Commissioners for Baltimore City's docket. Today is Thursday, July 23rd, 2020. Today, the board will be hearing regular items. I've gone through the links. They're up on the website here. This is the link to the hearing. There's the access code and the password if you would like to participate. There's also a phone number at the bottom of the screen with an access code that'll allow you to access the hearing. Very quickly through this, the materials and evidence related to the docket. All the materials can be found online at that link right there up under the materials section. The evidence we usually receive about 48 hours before the hearing process. And note, any amendments made to applications cannot be accepted by the board at this time. If you're going to make an amendment, we're going to have to postpone the case. Very quickly, I'll read the instructions, call the cases, there'll be a case hearing. What I will do is try to pull each attorney or representative and applicant on to make them a panelist. At that time, you'll identify yourselves, and we have a court reporter that's present who will swear you in and give testimony. And that would allow you to give testimony. Lastly, the board is not authorized to discuss non-case related matters. And I will then move on to the general ground rules. Please, if you're, when you have your smartphone, your tablet, please be in a well-lighted area so that we can see you. Please state your name, spell it slowly so the court reporter can record it, and try not to speak over everyone. If you are not giving testimony, please mute yourself. And I will, Mr. Chair, just because we're have some technical difficulties with a couple of the attorneys, I'm going to try to pull Mr. Maslin in and make him a panelist right now. So we'd be moving to case number 2.
Okay.
And that would be, I'll call the case. Let me see if I can get Mr. Maslin on. Trying to make Mr. Maslin a panelist right now. Calling Jesse Ross Spund BL32 Cross LLC, trading as trade name pending, 32 through 36 East Cross Street. This is a Class B beer, wine, and liquor license. It's an application to transfer ownership from a secured creditor to the continuation of live entertainment, requesting outdoor table service. I've pulled on Mr. Maslin. I'm waiting for him to. Mr. Maslin, can you hear me? Mr. Maslin, can you hear me?
I'm on board now, Harvey.
Tom, can you hear me?
I can hear you, sir.
What's going on?
Oh, Jesus. All right, that's good. All right, wait a minute. All right, you can hear me, Tom?
I can hear you, sir. Yes,
All right,
I can.
fantastic. I can't see you, but I can hear you. Can we get?
You're being recorded. This is live, Mr. Maslin. Mr. Maslin, can you please pull me off speakerphone because there's going to be an echo, Mr. Maslin.
Wait a minute. Oh, okay, I got you.
All right, let's identify ourselves for the record, please, Mr. Maslin.
For the record, Gary Maslin on behalf of Jesse Spun.
Is Mr. Spun going to be testifying?
No, if you permit me, we could proffer. I'd like to proffer all the testimony.
Okay, let's go.
Move things along. I'm here on behalf of Jesse Spun. He's going to take over the former Riley's Oyster House, 3236 Cross Street. Mr. Spun is alcohol awareness certified. He is familiar with the COVID restrictions. He is going to be operating this restaurant pretty much in the same manner as it was operated before, with the additions of several other items to the menu. He's retained a consultant, Darren Maslin, who's formerly operated Callie's Court Restaurant and operates the Admiral's Cup. He's working with him as a consultant. He will meet with the local community associations when time permits and the COVID restrictions are listed. all of the employees will be alcohol awareness trained and certified. He has a alcohol awareness certificate, which I have faxed previously to the board. He anticipates employing 20 employees. Unfortunately, with the COVID restrictions in place, it appears that when the city may lift the restrictions, if it's limited to outdoor table services, it appears that there will be only around 40 seats available for service. So the number of employees will be down to probably 10, max 15, given the restrictions. But he's aware of all the problems and challenges afflicting restaurants, and he's anxious to try to work with them and overcome and provide needed employment for the community and get this establishment reopened.
What's his background, Mr. Maslin?
He has worked in the restaurant business before. He's primarily in the restaurant. He works as a real estate developer. He buys and sells real estate.
Okay. And is he going to be the main manager, or you said, or are other people going to run the place?
No, he will be there, but he's retained a restaurant consultant to oversee the operations of the facility.
Okay. The commissioners have any questions?
No questions.
Mr. Chair, Commissioner Jones just got dropped because of a bad connection. He's trying to log back on.
Yeah, well, I can appreciate his problem. Oh my God.
If I may make a suggestion to the commission, if the applicant would accept a decision rendered by two commissioners, since there is a quorum, we may be able to move forward on this case.
We will.
Okay. All right. On the basis then of the materials contained in the application, the proffers from counsel, which has satisfied me that the applicant meets the standards for a transfer, I would vote to approve the transfer of the license with continuation of live entertainment and outdoor table service.
I too approve the transfer of ownership with continuation of live entertainment and outdoor table service. And Mr. Maslin, I would emphasize the need for your client to really engage with the community. As you know, they're a very engaged one, and this is a restaurant that's located in an important location. So I appreciate that. That's something that the licensee tends to do.
Yeah, he would definitely explore that.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, gentlemen.
No exhibits for the record.
Thank you.
Mr. Maslin, just a point, we will be sending you, normally you would get a receipt showing the board's decision. We'll be sending that to you via mail.
All right. Thank you very much, Tom.
Mr. Actress, we didn't ask for public comment. Was there anybody who wanted to?
Yeah, that's right, sir. Just the technical difficulties threw me off. I apologize. Is there anybody that would like to make public comment on this case? If you would like to now, please use the raise your hand function. I see nobody that is using the raise your hand function to make comment in the case, sir.
All right, let's move on to the next case then. Thank you.
Okay. The next case where we're ready is case number 3. Michael Cavanaugh, the Arcade X LLC. Trade name is pending, 26 South Arlington Avenue. There's an application for a new Class B beer, wine, liquor, restaurant license under the provisions of the Alcoholic Beverages Article 121603C1, small I, requiring $200,000 in capital investment in restaurant fixtures and facilities, 40% of food sales, and seating capacity for a minimum of 75 people, requesting live entertainment, outdoor table service, and off-premises catering. If you give me one moment, I'm going to pull on the applicants. I'm pulled on Ms. Pack, and Ms. Pack should be up. She should be coming on right now.
Yes. Can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Wonderful.
Is anyone else going
And
to testify?
is Michael on the call from the RKX?
I do not see Michael Kavanaugh on the call.
Okay, I know they were logging on because this is really their presentation that I would like them to speak of their concept coming to the market. If you, I'm sorry, go ahead.
We can recall the matter. If you'd like, I can just make you an attendee again, and you can confirm with them when they're online, and I can recall the matter.
Yeah, that would be wonderful. Give me just a moment, and we'll be next in line when you're ready.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Mr. Chair, with that, I do know that we are ready with case number 4, Max's Pizza. I have the attorney and I have the witness.
Okay.
So if we can move to case number 4.
That's fine.
Calling case number 4, Josh Burrell and Sharif Thompson, BTJ LLC, trading as Maxis Pizza Bar and Grill, 3003 North Charles Street. This is a Class B beer, wine, and liquor license. A request for a hardship extension under the provisions of the Alcoholic Beverages Article 122202. I'm now going to make Ms. Hecker and Ms. Zellers panelists, and so they should be coming on right now.
Ms. Hecker, can you identify yourself for the record, please?
Hi, good morning, Caroline. Martin Greenberg. On behalf of Johns Hopkins University, Sherry Zellers will also be online.
Okay. Zellers, please.
If people could mute if they're not speaking.
Good morning. This is Sherry Zellers for Johns Hopkins University.
Good morning. Let's swear you in, please.
Hi, this is court reporter. Can you raise your right hand? You swear or affirm under the penalty of perjury that the answers that you give and the statements that you make will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, Ms. Hecker, I have your letter. We have your letter of June 18th requesting the hardship extension.
Thank you. And with your permission, I'll proceed by way of process. Ms. Zellers and I can certainly answer any questions that you may have. This is an application for a hardship extension for the license formerly held by Maxis. It was a pizza place at 3003 North Charles Street. They closed up at the end of last year. Their landlord was Johns Hopkins University, and in connection with the termination of their lease, they assigned control of the liquor license to Johns Hopkins. Hopkins intends to repurpose the liquor license. We've been exploring different options, either on campus or off campus. But with the pandemic in March of this year and continuing until the present, we haven't been able to identify a location to transfer the license to yet. So, we applied for an extension of the 180-day period. I do technically think that this falls within the type of matter that is automatically extended under the state of emergency, but out of an abundance of caution in the interest of preserving the license, we did file a hardship extension.
Okay, commissioners have any questions for Ms. Hecker?
No questions.
Mr. Chair, Mr. Jones is still trying to log on. Commissioner Jones is still trying to log on.
Ms. Hecker, do you have any objection to having the two of us rule on this?
None at all.
Okay.
But before ruling, can I call out to the audience if there's anybody who would like to testify in this case?
Please.
Is there any individual that would like to testify in this matter? Please use the raise your hand function. Mr. Chair, I see no individuals that would like to give testimony in this case.
Okay, thank you. On the basis then of the letter which was submitted on June 18th by Ms. Hecker on behalf of her client and the proffer made here this morning, I would vote to grant a 180-day hardship extension.
I join the chairman in granting the 180-day hardship extension and also appreciate, Ms. Hecker, your pandemic Peloton in the back.
Thank you.
No exhibits for the record.
Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Hecker, we will be mailing you correspondence in regards to the board's decision.
Wonderful. Thank you very much.
No problem. Mr. Kadinsky is ready and all of his clients are ready. I can go into those matters right now, Mr. Chair, if you'd like.
Please.
They're the last three cases, case number 5, 6, and 7. And we'll start with case number 5.
Okay.
And let me bring Mr. Kadinsky on. We'll call the case. Calling case number 5, Panagiotis Avramis and Steve Carabellis, Bamboo Harbor East LLC, trading as Bamboo 1010 Alisana Street. There's an application for a new Class B beer, wine, and liquor license under the provisions of Alcoholic Beverages Article 12903C2I, requiring $500,000 in capital investment in restaurant fixtures and facilities, 51% of food sales, and seating capacity for 75, but not more than 150 individuals, requesting outdoor table service, off-premise catering, and delivery of alcoholic beverages.
Okay.
I'm making Mr. Kadinsky and Mr. Carabellis panelists right now.
Are you there, Mr. Kadinsky?
I am here.
Would you identify yourself for the record, please?
Melvin J. Kadensky, 320 North Charles Street.
Okay. And is Mr. Carabellis online?
Yes.
Let's ask the reporter to swear in, please.
Can you raise your right hand, sir? You swear or affirm under the penalty of perjury that the answers that you give and the statements that you make will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Kadinsky, you want to tell us about this application?
This is an application for a new Class B license. Previously, there was a license at this location known as the Manchurian Rice for a number of years that had outdoor table service. That license was sold and moved. The present operator has been there. They're open and operating, asking for a new Class B license. We've submitted previously. It should be part of the exhibits, a copy of the menu, a copy of the floor plan indicating 77 seats indoors and approximately 10 to 12 seats outdoors. We submitted a copy of the appraisal done by Jonathan Melnick Auctioneers, indicating that the total amount invested there is $717,250. The full-time operation, Mr. Carabellis had a license for a number of years up on 23rd Street from 1991 through 2014, known as Corky's. He's familiar with the rules and regulations of the liquor board. We'll have all his people certified by alcohol awareness, and as indicated, they're open and operating at this time.
Did he have any difficulties with us when he was at Corky's?
No, except you guys didn't order enough food.
Okay. And what about the community organizations? Had any contact with them?
Well, the problem is trying to get in touch with anybody down there now through the pandemic. This is in the Harbor East. I don't know, the Little Italy people don't come down that far, I don't think. We would have heard from Ms. Blatterman. But they've been open and operating now for over, a good time. They've had no problems with anybody down there.
Okay. Commissioners have any questions?
Just some clarity, Mr. Kadinsky, on who's actually managing and running this. Is it Mr. Carabellis?
Yeah, Mr. Carabellis says he's there. He's an owner operator like he was before up on 23rd Street.
Okay, thank you. Nothing further.
Is Commissioner Jones on?
No, Mr. Commissioner Jones is still trying to log on, sir.
Okay. Do we have any public comment on this case?
If there are any individuals that would like to give public testimony in this case, please use the raise your hand function. Mr. Chair, I see no one using the raise your hand function or would like to give testimony in this matter.
Okay. Mr. Kadinsky, do you have any objection to commissioners ruling on your case?
No objection.
Okay. On the basis that the materials contained in the application, the proffers from counsel, and any other evidence that's been received, I vote to approve the application for a new Class B beer, wine, and liquor restaurant license with outdoor table service, off-premise catering, and delivery of alcoholic beverages.
I too, based upon the testimony, and I joined the chairman in approving the Class B license with outdoor service, off-premise catering, and the delivery of alcoholic beverages. Good luck.
Good luck.
I'd call exhibits for the record. Exhibit number 1, business plan.
Thank you.
Mr. Kadinsky, please note that we will be mailing you correspondence regarding the board's decisions and the documents you'll have to provide us with to complete the transfer application, the new license application.
Thank you.
Okay. I'm going to call case number 6 on the docket. Tyreka Jackson Rocks Wine Shop LLC, trading as Off the Rocks, 3232A Eastern Avenue. This is an application to transfer ownership. I'm requesting delivery of alcoholic beverages for a Class D beer, wine, and liquor license. Mr. Chair, with your indulgence, I am going to pull Ms. Jackson in.
Okay.
Ms. Jackson, are you present?
Yes, present.
Okay, let's swear Ms. Jackson in.
Can you raise your right hand, ma'am? Do you swear or affirm under the penalty of perjury that the answers that you give and the statements that you make will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Kadinsky, you want to tell us about this one?
Yeah, this, for the record, again, Melvin J. Kudensky, 320 North Charles Street. Ms. Jackson is already a licensee. She's been approved and she's been there running the place. She was along with her husband, owned 50%, Gerald Cole, and he is now conveying his interest to her. For all practical purposes, it's a 50% conveyance of an interest that her husband has to her. She has a 100% interest. She's been a licensee since the license was moved to that location. They haven't had any problem.
How long ago was that?
It's about 2 years ago.
Okay. And nothing's changing other than that?
No, and it's really, it's when the where old Hausner's was, or it's in old houses, where Hausner's was, in that complex.
Yes. Okay. Did they keep the paintings?
You know, I think I've got some in the basement that Steve is looking for.
Okay. The other commissioners have any questions?
I have no questions.
Do we have Commissioner Jones?
Commissioner Jones is still trying to log in.
Okay.
I'll agree that for 2.
Okay. Do we have public comment?
At this time, if there are any members of the public that wish to provide testimony, please use the raise your hand function. Mr. Chair, I do not see any individuals that wish to give testimony in this matter.
Okay. Thank you. Based on the materials contained in the application, the proffer from counsel, and with my understanding that the licensee already had half ownership of it and is now assuming full ownership of the license, with nothing else changing, I'd vote to approve the application to transfer ownership with delivery of alcoholic beverages.
I join the chairman in approving the transfer of ownership with delivery of alcoholic beverages. Thank you.
Good luck.
No exhibits for the record.
I apologize, Ms. Russell. Mr. Kadinsky, you will be receiving correspondence in the mail regarding the next steps, the board's decision and the next steps in this application.
Thank you.
Calling case number 7, Wallace Hines and Roshana Homigan, New Burgers Incorporated, trading as Burgers Tavern, 5523 Bel Air Road. Is a Class BD7 beer, wine, liquor license, amended application to transfer ownership from a contract purchaser.
Mr. Kadinsky, you want to identify yourself again?
For the record, Melvin J. Kudensky, 320 North Charles Street.
Are we going to have witnesses?
Just I can proffer for Miss Homigan.
Okay. Well, I just pulled Miss Homigan in. I just want to make sure.
Yeah, I'm here.
Miss Homigan, are you on?
Yes, sir. I'm here.
All right, well, let's swear Ms. Homigan in, please.
Can you raise your right hand, ma'am? Do you swear or affirm under the penalty of perjury that the answers that you give and the statements that you make will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Mr. Kadansky?
For the record, Ms. Homigan has had experience Her husband owns a place across the street at 5523 Belair Road, known as the Garden. And she's been working there for approximately the last 4 years. And she has experience. She's been an ER nurse at the various hospitals for the last 10 years. So she is cognizant of, people drinking and having problems. Her husband had bought the building, and as a consequence, which this place had been there for a long period of time, known as Burgers, and it was finally sold as a result of some litigation. So she is familiar with the neighborhood, having been working there. She's familiar with the rules and regulations of the liquor board. She's going to hire people from the neighborhood as necessary, and she will take the alcohol awareness course.
And how big an operation is this?
It's a small, I you want to know in number what, maybe 30 seats, maybe.
And how many employees do you think?
Probably no more than 2 or 3, and she'll try to hire people from the neighborhood if possible.
Okay. And again, they're going to try to work with community organizations when that's possible.
That's correct. As soon as things open up where they can actually sit down and talk with somebody, and they will actively pursue and work with the neighborhood.
Okay. Commissioners have any questions?
Mr. Kudinski, any issues at the property at 5511 Bel Air Road?
At the other one where her husband is, you mean?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, they had some problems with serving minors, and she's cognizant of that. She never was involved in that.
Okay. And you said she's an ER nurse as well?
Yeah, she works and she can tell you, Ms. Hemming, will you tell the commissioner where you're working?
How do you intend to balance the ER nurse and managing this?
Did she hear you?
I work 3 days in a ER. My schedule is 36 hours a week, so I go and help my husband. I've been involved with 5511 Bel Air, just trying to just help him run the place.
Okay. So you'll be able to manage both your full-time job and this, because it sounds like.
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay.
I've been doing this for 3.5, almost 4 years.
Great. Thank you. I have no further questions.
Okay. Do we have Commissioner Jones yet?
Commissioner Jones looks like he's logged on. Commissioner Jones, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Commissioner, do you have any questions on this case?
None.
Okay. Do we have public comment on the case?
One moment, sir. Are there any individuals that would like to comment on this case? Please use the raise your hand function. Your Honor, I see no individuals that like to give testimony in this case.
Okay. Thank you. On the basis then of the materials contained in the application, the proffers from counsel, the testimony received, and other evidence in the record, I would vote to approve the application to transfer ownership from the contract purchaser.
I concur with the chair.
And I too join the chairman in approving the amended application to transfer ownership from a contract purchaser.
Good luck.
No exhibits for the record.
Thank you.
Thank you.
At this time, well, one moment, Mr. Kudinski, please note we're going to send you correspondence as to the board's decision and the next steps in the application process to complete the transfer.
Thank you.
And Mr. Kudinski, I believe those are all of your cases for today, correct?
That's correct. Thank you very much.
Have a good day.
Okay. At this time, Mr. Chair, I'd like to go back to, this would be case number 3. This is the arcade matter, if I may recall that case, because I see Michael Cavanaugh and I see Stacy Pack both on the call.
That's fine.
Recalling Michael Cavanaugh, the Arcade 10 LLC, trade name pending, 26 South Arlington Avenue. It's an application for a new Class B beer, wine,
You need
liquor
to take the
license.
paper out of there because.
What?
If you're not speaking, please mute yourself. A beer, wine, liquor license under the provisions of Alcoholic Beverages Article 12903C2 I, requiring $500,000 in capital investment in restaurant fixtures and facilities, 51% of food sales, and seating capacity for 75 but not more than 150 individuals, requesting outdoor table service, off-premise catering, and delivery of alcoholic beverages. I am now making both Ms. Pack and Mr. Kavanaugh panelists.
Is Ms. Pack representing him?
They're working together. They'll explain their roles. I have Ms. Pack and Ms. Kavanaugh on right now.
Okay, let's swear them in then.
Can you put your cameras on?
Yes.
Thank you.
Can you, the individuals being sworn in, can you raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm under the penalty of perjury that the answers that you give and the statements that you make will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
I do.
Thank you.
All right, now I don't know who's going to do the talking, but can you explain what this operation is about?
Stacy, would you like to lead?
Sure. So, hello, everyone. Thank you again for your patience this morning as we work this out. My name is Stacy Pack, and I am actually with Baltimore Public Markets Corporation, the nonprofit that runs our city markets here in Baltimore. And I am here with our tenant, Mr. Kavanaugh, who is going to be leasing space with us at the newly renovated Hollins Market. And today he's going to present his business concept. He is requesting a brand new Class B liquor license. And this license is going to be the only license at Hollins Market in the market shed. And we are going to have a total of 76 inside seats, not including bar stools. We're also requesting exterior seating. And I will let Michael take it from there.
Thank you, Stacy. Good morning. As Stacy mentioned, my name is Michael Kavanaugh. I'm here with my business partner, Laura Summerson, and our general manager, Matt Bartlett, in case there are questions that they can answer that I don't have. But our concept is to be part of this market that has been one of the oldest in the city. It has traditionally, it's been a place where you can go and pick up dinner. You can go to the produce stand, poultry, fish, meat. We want to serve as the additions to that. So maybe it's a bottle of wine to take home with dinner. Maybe it's some specialty items from our market, dried pasta, for instance. We also want to serve the people that want to enjoy themselves at the market itself and get a meal from one of the vendors and provide wine or beer to those folks where they can sit and enjoy a meal at the market.
Mr. Kavanaugh, you submit evidence of your investment?
That's on the market.
Yeah. So this is Stacy Pack again talking. I submitted a breakdown of our budget for the phase 1 of the Hollins Market renovation plans, which includes improvements to the common areas, as well as 3 new stall areas. Right now, we have about $915,000 worth of investment that is scheduled to be completed by the end of August. I did submit proof of what has already been spent to date, which is, I believe, just over $500,000 with Plano Cowden, who's our general contractor, who's been doing all the construction in regards to the common area.
Okay, thank you. You answered my question. So, Mr. Kavanaugh, who's going to run the operation? You?
So I will have some management in terms of the overall programs, the beverage program and the food program, retail program. Day to day, we'll have my business partner, Laura Summerson, as well as our general manager, Bartlett. They are both here today. If you'd like to ask them anything, they'll be running the day-to-day operations.
Will they be tip certified?
They will be.
yeah.
Laura Summerson is already. We've actually discussed that. I am tip certified as well, and Mr. Bartlett will be tip certified.
And everybody who works there will be familiarized with our rules and regulations?
Correct.
Okay. Because you're working with this nonprofit, I assume that you are sensitive to the community interests as well.
Yes, and we at the neighborhood association meeting for Holland's Roundhouse, we did ask for a letter of support. I was unable to acquire the president's signature, but Ms. Pack can corroborate that they did support. They did vote to give us a support letter. I am actually an at-large member on the board of the association, and I'll be happy to, once I get that signature, to send that in.
Okay, thank you. Do the commissioners have other questions?
None.
I have a couple. Mr. Kavanaugh, just can you explain the nature of the live entertainment?
Yes. So live entertainment, we primarily were thinking about trivia or karaoke, perhaps a solo artist. The hours of operation go until 10 o'clock. We are very aware that we are surrounded by a residential neighborhood, and we want to be very cognizant of making sure that we're not running too late, we're not being too loud. So that's what the intention of the entertainment was.
Thank you. And then Ms. Pack, just from like a 10,000 foot level, we had a case similar, I think, to this with Broadway Market. Is this part of the Baltimore Public Markets process to license establishments in public markets as a way to draw more people in?
Yes, correct. So I was very much involved with the Broadway Market project as well. The lease structure, or I should say the liquor license structure, is different in this case, where this liquor license is going to be solely with our tenant and not have any connection with the Baltimore Public Markets directly, other than they are our tenant. We do see, as we are renovating our markets throughout the city, that there is a demand for these spaces to be a community gathering place, in addition to a place where you could get the staple goods that Michael mentioned, like the fresh seafood and poultry and produce and such. So this has been something that we have been talking with not only the Holland's Roundhouse community, but also the larger Southwest Partnership community for over a year now, in terms of our plan for this renovation and the merchandising plan. And I can say, in addition to the community meeting that we had back on July 8th via Zoom, we had a larger town hall at the beginning of January of this year, where even though we hadn't identified our tenant due to the lease not being fully executed, we did indicate that we were going to have a user in the market with a liquor license. So again, to not only be a market to pick up food, but also be that place where folks can gather, on a Saturday afternoon and feel comfortable bringing the whole family, picking up a glass of wine, grabbing food, and then taking food home to go and cook at home.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Akros, do we have public comment?
At this time, if there are any individuals who are on the call who would like to give public comment, please use the raise your hand function. Mr. Chair, I do not see any individuals using the raise their hand function to give public testimony in this matter.
All right, thank you. Then we'll proceed. On the basis of the materials contained in the application and the testimony received from Ms. Pack and Mr. Kavanaugh, and any other evidence before the board, I vote to approve the application for a new Class B beer, wine, and liquor restaurant license with live entertainment, outdoor table service, and off-premise catering.
I also approve the application for a new Class B beer, wine, and liquor restaurant license. Also approve the request for live entertainment and outdoor table service and off-premise catering.
And I too join my colleagues in approving the new Class B license with live entertainment, outdoor table service, and off-premise catering. Good luck.
Good luck to you, folks.
Thank
Michael Exhibits for the record. Board Exhibit 1, business plan.
Thank you.
And I know there's no attorney in this case, so Mr. Kavanaugh, we're going to be sending you correspondence on the board's decision and the next steps that you have to take in order to complete the license application process. I would ask that you please be in contact with our office, particularly Ms. Stacy Russell, and Ms. Pack certainly has done this before with the Broadway market matter. So please stay in contact with all of those stakeholders so we can ensure that he provides with the documents to get this completed.
Thank you, sir. I will.
All right. We've got one more case on our docket. I believe Mr. Harvey still having problems getting online. I believe he's on the phone. If you just give me a moment, I'm going to see if I can pull him in. So I'll call the case. It's the first case on our docket. Umia Howard, Blue Inc. Corporation, trading as Joe's Tavern, 2709 through 11 Washington Boulevard. There's an application to transfer ownership of a Class BD7 beer, wine, and liquor license.
Morning. This is Sean
Mr. Harvey. Mr. Harvey, are you there?
Yes,
sir?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, Mr. Harvey, you're live now. I just turned on your phone. You're unmuted, and I called the case. This is the first case on the docket.
All right, hello, Sean Harvey. I'm only here by a telephone because I'm not able to get in visually, and neither is my client. I know that's required, so I'm going to ask the board if they can grant a brief continuance on this matter so that we can get these bugs worked out. This should be a very brief hearing.
Is there a need for that, Mr. Akers?
It's up to the board to make that decision. I know the board, due to a technical hardship in the prior hearing, was able to hear a case just on the phone, but I would leave that to the board to make that decision.
It'd be all right with me. Do the other commissioners agree?
I'm fine with it.
I agree.
Okay, Mr. Harvey, just identify yourself for the record and tell us about this.
For the record, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Sean Harvey, 309 South Conklin Street, Baltimore 21224 for the applicant, Ms. Umia Howard. She is the, if I could proffer what she would...
Please, go ahead.
Okay, she is the president, secretary, and sole stockholder of a corporation called Blue Inc. Corporation. The trade name that was submitted on the application was Joe's Tavern. However, since she decided to change the trade name, so that will be a change on the application. It will go from Joe's Tavern to the numeral 212 spelled out Lounge, 212 Lounge. And I've already registered that trade name with the SCAT. Okay. She entered into a purchase agreement on May 5th, 2020. The purchase price is $175,000 with $5,000 down, $20,000 in settlement, with a note for $150,000 at 6.5% over 10 years. It's an interest-only note for those 10 years, so there's a balloon payment at the end of that 10 years. She also entered into a lease with the owner of the building. It's a 5-year lease. First 2 months, $500. Third month, $1,500 per month, and then 4 through 12, it's $3,500 a month, assuming that she's gotten on her feet business-wise. It also has a 5-year option on the lease. Ms. Power will be the full-time operator. She expects to devote 60 hours per week. She doesn't have any experience in the sale of alcohol. However, she does intend to hire a manager who does. The manager's name is Wandria, spelled J-U-A-N-D-R-I-A, Duncan, D-U-N-C-A-N. She has 5 years' experience managing another tavern in the city. I've explained to Ms. Howard that she will have to take alcohol awareness training, that she will be responsible for knowledge of the board rules and regulations. She intends to hire about 15 employees, she said. She understands that she would have to maintain workers' compensation insurance for that. She also contacted the Morrill Park Community Association and received a welcome letter from Wendy Roberts. I don't know if the board received that letter or not. I can certainly email it to your office. Wendy Roberts is the president of that community association, and she states in part, she's very much looking forward to working together with my client, partnering with her for the community association. She's looking forward to her grand opening announcement. That would be her presentation to the board for transfer of this license.
And does she understand that the people who are she hires who are going to be handling the alcohol need to be certified and comply with the rules and regulations?
Yeah, I certainly will make her aware of that.
Okay. Now, this there were some violations in the past, back in the 2011 to 17 period, but she was not involved during that time, right?
Oh, absolutely not. No.
Okay. But you will make her aware that there's a history here and that she needs to be very careful about it.
I certainly will, Mr. Chairman.
All right. Will the other commissioners have questions?
None?
No questions.
Is there public comment, Mr. Ackers?
If there are any individuals that would like to provide testimony for this case, please use the raise your hand function. Mr. Chair, I see no individuals that would like to give testimony in this matter.
Okay. On the basis then of the materials contained in the application, the proffer from Mr. Harvey, and the other evidence that's before the board, I'd vote to approve the transfer of this BG7 beer, wine, and liquor license to the applicant.
As the president, I'm sorry, as the chair did, I'd like to also approve this, the transfer of this license.
And I join my colleagues in approving this transfer of ownership.
Thank you, members of the board. I appreciate it.
No exhibits for the record.
Mr. Harvey, there'll be correspondence mailed to you regarding the next steps, the board's decisions and the next steps to complete this matter. I also, Mr. Chair, your indulgence, have Matt Ockhammer. He's actually an attendee and he's been listening in. I know there are some questions about the Morrill Park Community Association and establishing that relationship with that community association. Mr. Ockhammer, I've unmuted you. Mr. Ockhammer, could you just make sure that you get in contact with Mr. Harvey in regards to the Morrill Park Community Association if there are any questions or concerns?
I will do so.
Thank you, Mr. Ockhammer.
That concludes our docket, Mr. Ackers?
Yes, Mr. Chair. That concludes our docket. The board, upon recess, would be in recess until July 30th, 2020 at 11 a.m.
Okay. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.